I'm Matthew Smith, and I'm here today with author Robert Wacaster to ask him a few questions about his new book, Kiss the Darkness. Hello, Robert.
Hi, Matthew. Thank you for having me over for this little chat.
Outstanding. Good to see you again.
If people don't know, my first self-published book, Matthew was a character in Adventures in Casino Security. He was a fellow dispatcher in there. So if you ever happen to read that book too, you'll know who it was based on.
All right, so Robert's been very busy writing these outstanding novels, and I'm going to ask him some questions about this new one he's got called Kiss the Darkness. So, how have you been, Robert?
Doing okay. I'm really excited about my release. It's come out with Secret Cravings Publishing. I am really thrilled about it. We'll see how it does.
So, how about this new book, Kiss the Darkness? Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, Kiss the Darkness is it's a book about an airman in the United States Air Force who was at Bagram Air Force Base. He's hit by a mortar blast and blinded, and it's pretty much about his recovery in a German hospital where he ends up falling in love with a second lieutenant nurse in there who helps nurse him back to health.
I see. And so it's a military-based book, and you were in the military, as I know. So how did that help you out with the book?
I was in the Air Force. That was back in the 80s, 85 from 89. I wasn't in during any wartime and didn't see any combat or any injuries like that. I had to try and do a lot of research on the book, and then some stuff was hard to find. I had to write on the fly because it's tough to get sometimes information about wounded soldiers and like that. But I did the best I could. Hopefully that, the book, as a disclaimer in the front, it's pretty much written to entertain. It's not teach about facts about wounded or military health care or anything like that.
But your military experience did help with a little bit of the writing of the book, right?
Yeah, in a way, because I could understand the ranks and sometimes how they related and things like that.
How did you get the idea for this book?
Well, basically, actually, Secret Cravings and publisher, I noticed they put out a call for their new line called the Special Needs line about handicapped love, people with handicaps, love stories like that, and I just figured I would write a story about a blind person. Believe it or not, this story started out as, I thought it would be a dirty little story about the blind guy and the sexy nurse and something like that. But when I started to write it, it just changed. It ended up to be too serious a subject, kind of, to make something like that. And it goes into some of the nightmares he has and his fears and all that, and how the nurse Holly helps him through a lot of that. And I wrote it out, and I just submitted it, and they accepted it, and they said, we'll see how it does.
Well, that's good. How much research did you do for the book, and how did you go about doing that research?
I checked the internet. I had to look at a lot of places, trying to find anything I could. I found out that 70% of all human perception is based on your sight. You lose that. You lose a lot, quite a bit. And it was hard to even find out anything. I found out that military injuries to their eyes, something like that, total blindness, is extremely rare. The closest I found was, I can't even remember her name, and part of me wanted to thank the lady for this, but it's hard to go through and tell somebody to help me with a book like that. I guess her husband, a lady had written a blog about her husband who was an Army captain, and same thing, he was blinded by a mortar blast in Afghanistan. She wrote about some of the struggles he had and how she couldn't touch him without warning him or touching his face. And so I took a lot of the book off based on some of her blogs.
So she actually helped you with the book?
Well, indirectly. She didn't know. Like I said, I never did comment on her blogs or let her know. I mean, it's kind of hard. You don't want to write and say, your husband being blinded really helped me out a lot like that. That just didn't seem right. But it gave me a lot of insight into what a soldier would go through if he was blinded.
That sounds interesting. I'll have to check that one out. And where can we find the book?
Right now, you can go to secretcravingspublishing.com. The book is up on there. You can either search for the name Kiss the Darkness or under my name, Robert Wacaster. Or it should pretty soon be up on Amazon and the Nook for the Kindle, for the Nook, Barnes & Noble, on iBooks. Pretty much they should have it out everywhere.
So are you working on anything else now? Are you done with that? Or?
There's always writing projects. After that, I got a little excited. I've got quite a few open projects. There are a couple things more I am working on. Kiss the Darkness ends where Robert gets transferred back to the States, and I am working on a sequel. We'll see how that goes, how things happen when he gets back stateside and where things go from there.
All right, and I have pulled up secretcravingspublishing.com, and on the top left-hand side, you can search by author, pull up Robert Wacaster, and Kiss the Darkness is right there. Outstanding cover.
Well, thanks.
I like that cover.
That.
How do you go about doing those covers?
The cover was done by one of the cover artists. It was, I can't remember it. Dominique, that was her name. Did the cover. I really appreciate it. She did a great job on that. She asked for some of my input, and on the cover you can see the male and the man and woman kissing. I had her cover up his eyes, and almost looks like a field bandage. It is a really nice cover. She did a good job.
And then, can you explain to me what this heat index refers to when one's on this website?
That has to do with how much graphical, whether there's dark language in there, swear words, or whether there's violence, some things people might not like, or whether mine, I believe, has 4 because it does have some coarse language in there when people get upset, and it doesn't really have any graphic sex. It's more of a sweet romance, but it does have some violence. You know, the guy's losing his eyesight, so
it's just another way of ranking it.
Yeah, rating it to let the reader know kind of what they're in for.
And it looks like they've got it in a number of different formats here as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can get it in all the different formats, whether it's for Kindle or we're right from the Secret Craving site. They can suit it to your
put it on your smartphone
device.
Or anything. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you for coming in, Robert. I appreciate seeing you again.
Nice to see you, Matt.
And I can't wait to read Kiss the Darkness and the other projects you've got going.
Thanks for
having me,
Matt.
We'll look forward to that.